If I had to start over again and rebuild all of my muscle, there's probably a few things that I would change to get myself in the position I am today a little bit quicker. And that includes the training and the workouts that I was following. So in this video, I'm gonna give you an upper body workout that is perfect for you if you are either new into the gym or have been training for a couple of years and now want to take things up a level. I will show you the exercises, the template to follow, and the order of which to perform these exercises so that you can have the most effective session possible. So the muscles that we're gonna be looking to target across the upper body, I'm gonna split into 6 different sections. Of course, we've got the chest. We have then got the shoulders, which we can split up into the front delt, we can split up into the side delt, and then of course we've got the rear delt. We can then look across the back, and what we'll do is split it up between the two. We will have the lats, and then we will have more of the upper back focus, where we'll be focusing upon our traps and our rhomboids. Then have the arms, which we can split up into the bicep and the tricep, and then of course we have our abs. So what I want to focus on here within this workout is improving your strength, building muscle, and of course, improving your aesthetics. So we're gonna keep this workout super simple, and we're gonna follow this template that I've mentioned at the start. We'll need to be utilizing compound movements within the session to be able to recruit as many muscle groups as possible. And if you don't know what a compound exercise is, it simply means that we use multiple muscle groups to perform a movement. Now, we'll be looking to keep this as time efficient as possible. And the workout, I want it to take maximum between 60 to 75 minutes. We're gonna keep your training volume low. However, this must mean that your training intensity is high. With each of our working sets, we will be looking to train to failure, basically meaning that you cannot perform any more reps, but we'll dive into that a little bit further within the video. I won't be including any more than 3 sets per exercise, and we'll be looking to include intensifiers like drop sets in order to increase some additional volume, and we'll be looking to utilize supersets to work 2 muscle groups within the same set. This will all, of course, make more sense as we dive into the video, so let's get into it.
Okay, so jumping into exercise 1, we have our incline dumbbell press, our horizontal push, which of course will be biasing the chest, but will also include the triceps and front delts. 3 sets, 1 set of 6 to 10, which would be your heaviest set, and then 2 sets of 10 to 15 rep range. Now, please bear in mind, I haven't gone through any warm-up here. However, I would recommend you do so and also include warm-up sets. 1 to 2 warm-up sets with each exercise with lighter weights as you work your way up to your working set weights. So, we want to set the bench between 30 to 45 degrees to bias these upper chest fibers. With some trial and error, you'll be able to find what suits you best. Think about puffing your chest up, keeping it proud at all times, and this will create a natural arch in your back. You'll want to tuck your elbows to around 45 degrees, so you're pressing in the safest and most efficient way, controlling the eccentric here for around 3 seconds before pressing, and of course we'll be looking to push to failure here and across all of our working sets. This means we want to see the concentric part of the movement, the part where you push away, slowed down involuntarily, and to the point where you can't perform any more reps. Exercise 2, lat pull down, the vertical pull. Biasing our lats, but we will also get a little bit of our upper back too, as well as involving the bicep. Again, we'll have 3 sets here. 1 set of 6 to 10, which will be your heaviest set, and then 2 sets within the 10 to 15 rep range. When setting up, we want to take a grip just outside of shoulders width and make sure our knees are locked in and under the pad. With a small 10 to 15 degree lean back, we want to think about driving our elbows wide and pulling the bar to our sternum. We control the eccentric on the way back up around 3 seconds, and we want to limit any swinging at all. Exercise 3, T-bar row, our horizontal pull. Biasing our upper back, the traps and the rhomboids, as well as some rear delts too. Again, we're going to be hitting 3 sets here. 2 sets of 6 to 10, and then 1 set of 12 to 15 reps. Our arm path is important here, and we need it between 60 to 90 degrees to make sure that we target this upper back and make sure that we're getting a good stretch on the eccentric of around 3 seconds. We want to see our scapula protract and then retract as we drive backwards, meaning our shoulders roll forward and back, and then we want to think about squeezing hard at the top. I want you to think about there being a pencil in between your traps as you row backwards and thinking about contracting at the top. If you don't have a T-bar row machine in your gym, then any chest supported upper back row will do fine. Exercise 4, shoulder press machine. Our vertical push here, biasing of course the delts, front and side, and then of course recruiting some of the triceps here too. Only 2 sets here, 1 times 6 to 10 and 1 times 12 to 15. To set up, set the arms of the machine at shoulder height when you adjust the seat. Think about stacking your elbows underneath your wrist, as then when we go to press, keep your head back, keep your chest up, and keep your elbows tucked, avoid flaring them out. A nice 3-second eccentric again here before we explode out at the bottom with a strong press. And that will be our compound work wrapped up. Let's move into the isolation work. First up, we've got a machine lateral raise, focusing on the side delts to really give them that 3D look. I see lateral raises butchered all the time, so it's key we get these right. We need to make sure that we minimize any trap involvement. So instead of thinking about driving the arms up, I want you to think about driving your arms out. Imagine dragging your knuckles across the floor. When you do the raise, do it with your arms slightly in front of your body in the scapular plane, which will force you to lean forward slightly and line the side delts up most effectively. If you don't have a machine lateral raise, you could of course do a dumbbell variation. So we're going to complete 3 sets of 12 to 15, and then on set 3 we will complete a drop set to really finish them off. So what I want you to do is to take your third set to failure like every other set, then drop the load by 20 to 25% before going back in until failure again. You may only get a few reps, and that's completely fine. And last but not least, we have an arm superset to finish off. 3 sets of cross-body tricep extensions, supersetting that with 3 sets of dual face-away cable curls. Of course, as always, both taken to failure. Moving into the extensions first. Super joint friendly, aligns incredibly well, and hits all 3 heads of the tricep. We're simply pulling the upper arms back, keeping them nice and tight to the body, and extending at the elbow, flexing the tricep hard. Your shoulders should not be moving back and forth, and as always, focus on the eccentric being around 3 seconds and contracting the tricep hard at the bottom of the movement. And then immediately after that, we're going to adjust the cables and we're going to hop into a dual face away cable curl. Take a few steps out so our elbows are behind our body, targeting more of that lengthened position. Keep the hands supinated, aka facing forwards, and from here we simply move at the elbow. There should be limited shoulder movement and limited amounts of swinging. Keep the arms tight to the body, and a cue I like to think about at the bottom of the movement is to actually flex the tricep before we then go through the concentric part of the movement. As always, a 3-second eccentric, squeezing the bicep hard at the top, and that is the upper body session wrapped up.
Right, there we have it then. A full upper body workout to help you improve your strength, improve your aesthetics, and of course with the main focus of building muscle. I try to include as many muscle groups as possible whilst being as time efficient as possible. And of course, if you need to make some changes with the exercises, please feel free to do so with the template that I've provided. If you found it useful, drop the video a like. Of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I'll see you boys in the next one.